300,000 boats sold this year. There's no way that all of those 300,000 people know how to launch them. So figured we better fire up a little video here, just show you simply how to launch a boat. Whether you're a beginner or an expert, there should be something in here for you. And we'll go through a little bit of boat ramp etiquette and hopefully you learn something. So the first thing you do when you pull up to the ramp is pull off to the side, spin around, pull off to the side, get it out of the way in case someone wants to pull out or you know, jump ahead or whatever. You don't want to be parking right in the way. So yeah, pull it out of the way, come to the back. I like these ratcheting straps here. There's other methods of straps. Just unhook everything. Use these little steering stops. And one of these things is a transom saver, is a good time saver. The other steering stop here. Other strap. And last, but certainly not least, your drain plug. Don't forget that. Been down that road enough times. Okay, so that's all unhooked. We're all good to go. Don't unhook the front yet, just get it down the ramp and we'll show you the next step. You want the truck or the boat?
The truck.
And this isn't something that you can just ask anyone and they say, I'll take the truck. Ashley and I have both practiced this a lot, especially young in our relationship. So she knows how to back a rig up. It's not going to be an issue, I hope. It better not be, it's a brand new boat.
Questionable.
So she's just bringing me down nice and easy. This is probably the worst ramp we could have came to, just because its difficulty level is advanced, just because it's in the bush, and pretty much any boat ramp you go to is likely going to be nicer than this, especially if you're somewhere in the US. So once we get a little bit closer to the lake here, she's just going to put it so the back end is over the water. I'll ask her to stop and then I'll unhook it. Okay. Oh. So now I'm just going to unstrap the bow. This is the only thing left to be unhooked. Safety chain. And that. Now I'm going to hop back in, give her the nod, and we'll be floating. She's just going to put it in the trailer into the water nice and easy. She doesn't have to come too far back. Now I'm floating and good to go. Just gonna wheel her up to the dock. This is one of the big reasons to get shallow water anchors, Raptors or Talons, is for docking. It was never the intended purpose, but we found just how effective it is. So I'm gonna nose in close to the dock, double tap them. They're gonna go down pin. Obviously not everyone's gonna have those. Just have a couple good ropes ready and you'll be laughing. Usually just keep a bumper rope handy here and ready to go. I'll just hook it here, hop off. The back's in the ground, front's tied up, and done deal, nice and smooth, no hang-ups. Good job. Even grabbed the drone and lunch. Figure we go fishing and load her up on the way back, do another vid.
Yeah, gonna check me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just kidding. So we're floating now, and just before we go out fishing and before we load back up, we'll just kind of go over some ramp etiquette. There's a few things that people just don't know, and you know, it's not necessarily their fault. They're not written down everywhere, and you know, are just good things to know. One rule to live by at a boat ramp: the person you're with isn't necessarily going to know how to drive a truck or a boat just because you asked them to. You see it all the time, the husband and wife team. You know, the guy's yelling at his wife, and his wife's got the trailer jackknifed, and for whatever reason they just thought they'd both be able to do it no problem without any practice or, you know, prior experience or anything like that. So that never works out. You know, it works great for entertainment purposes, but there's usually a big lineup at the ramp and full domestic at, you know, at the public boat ramp. Nobody wants that. Another important thing is to stay out of the water. You see it all the time where you back up and the whole family jumps in, and you know, they're lining it up, and it just never works good. I just showed you the most efficient way to do it. If you're sending the whole family into the water, you're going to have issues, and it's obviously not safe or anything like that. Yeah, another rule of the ramp is to load everything in your boat from your truck before you splash it in. You don't want to be putting it in and getting the sunscreen and the snacks and the coolers and the umbrella, the beach towels, all that, loading it all up after. And another kind of rule to live by is once you pull your boat out of the water, don't be stopping on the ramp. Don't put your straps on when you're in everyone's way. Get it up and pull it out to the side. If you put it on right, it's not going to go anywhere. That's probably the #1 pet peeve for me. That's what causes most of the battles out here. But yeah, do those and you should be good to go. Okay, so I dropped Ashley off on the dock. You don't need to tie up to the boat if there's two of you. It's best to just drop them off and then go for a float in the bay. I'm just gonna put the poles down out here and wait till she gets the truck down and show you how to load them up quick. She's big dogging it right now and doing it with the tailgate up. If you're a beginner, there's nothing wrong with dropping the tailgate instead of using your mirrors. She usually does, but I think the camera's pressuring her to keep the tailgate down, and it is good to learn how to do it like that in case you have an SUV or a topper on your truck or whatever. So she's gonna bring it back so the fenders are just at or under the water. Okay, so I'm just gonna head in, moderately trimmed. You don't have to trim it out the whole way. There's always a little bit of water here. And as long as your trailer's in the right spot, you want those fenders typically just under or just out, right around that zone. You'll find the sweet spot on your trailer. And then without hesitation, just keep it in gear. Just slowly inch it up here. A little bit of mustard at the end. And we're on. Give it a little bit of trim so you don't do a skeg dragger on your way out. And just hop out. You can crawl over the front. A good courteous truck driver usually hops out and cranks it in for you, but we don't have that kind of arrangement here. So, and I'm used to launching alone a lot too, so used to the jump out. Crank it up so it's, you want the key of the keyhole there, the eyelet touching the rubber. That's when you know it's good. If it's not set up like that, that's gonna be bouncing like crazy on the trailer. Don't forget to put your safety chain on and everything's good to go. All passes all the checks. Usually you stay back, but give her the old double tap and she's gonna haul it up and all the way out of the way. This isn't safe what I'm doing, but it's part of the program. Now it's as simple as just coming to the back, get that drain plug back out of there. It's always the first thing I do. Strap 1, strap 2. Put these steering stops back on. Okay, those are on. Take the wedge, Your transom saver might look different than this, but make sure you have some kind of transom support when you're trailering, whether it be the old school one or something like this, or there's fancier ones than this out there too. But otherwise, that's about it. You know, short of the obvious, pull anything out of your boat that's gonna fly out, because it will. Okay, well that's it. Nothing complex. Nothing too crazy, just the basics. One thing I should point out, if you have a roller style trailer, put it a little bit further into the water. Otherwise it'll slide right off. Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment some stuff, and be good at the boat ramps this year. You don't have to be lightning fast, just as long as you're safe and courteous, and yeah, hopefully that helped the basics, and we'll keep things rocking this summer a little bit better.